Here we go. From the Silver Creek Studios, I'm Jared, and this is the BFIBs Almanac. Even after a win, Team Angst abounds. There's your headline for the day. So, just so you know, I recorded this, what is today? Wednesday evening, immediately after the final game in Pittsburgh that Michael has started. But I'm really referencing mostly the Monday game. I was going to actually start recording before and then during the Wednesday game, and I ended up waiting until after it was done. If you were watching that game, it kind of ended on an exciting note, extra innings, drama in the bottom of the 10th with the Pittsburgh Pirates getting runners on base and all that. But we got the win. We swept them in a 2-game series. So I won't dive too much into those stats and details for tonight. That kind of storyline goes along with what I'm going to discuss about the Monday game, but let's get into it. So, Monday, April 1st, we won the game 6-5 over the Pirates. But why is there angst? We won the game. Why are people upset? Well, it's not just that we won, it's that we didn't look good doing it, and they really haven't looked good in any of the games. Maybe the route where Goldschmidt had 3 home runs, and they've had some games here and there that have looked all right. But even in this game, so the Monday game, Wainwright started. He only threw 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts on 72 pitches through 4 innings. So not a clean outing. Didn't go deep enough into the game, and just didn't look all that sharp. He didn't have command of his fastball. He wasn't able to, use the breaking ball effectively because he didn't have command on the fastballs. He was better with the curveballs than anything else, but just didn't look sharp. Too many walks, getting behind hitters. Miller also did not look good. He had a 0-inning pitch. He didn't get any outs. He came in, walked a batter, hit a batter. And this was the day after giving up 2 hits, a walk, and an earned run on Sunday. So Miller has not looked sharp. And I believe there was even a story, I can't remember if it was on STL Today or if it was Viva Alberto's. I can't remember, but basically saying that, and I had said this over the weekend, so I'm going to take credit for it first because I didn't just take it from the story, but basically saying that hitters are not swinging at Miller's slider. So in the past, what made him so effective, he really only throws a fastball and a slider. Hitters couldn't tell the difference. So he's firing this, mid-90s fastball in there, and then he's throwing a slider that looks like the fastball until it comes running in on right-handed batters. And they can't tell the difference until it's too late. They've already started to swing. If they decide not to swing, then he surprises them with the fastball down the middle. So now they have to commit to that fastball, even though it's probably a slider in on their hands, and it's just really tough to decide. Well, he's not locating his pitches as well, and so they are able to recognize the difference between that fastball and that slider. His fastballs are not going where he wants, and so if it doesn't look like it's right down the middle, they're not swinging at it because they know it's going to be a slider off the plate. And he just doesn't have command. Guys aren't falling for his pitches. Then they're sitting on the fastballs that are right down the middle, and he's getting hit. He's walking guys. He's hitting guys. So he's just not looking sharp. Now, the optimist would say, well, it's still early. He's still kind of getting over his mechanical issues and his injuries from last year. Once he gets in a groove, he'll be fine. He's still better than whatever left-handed options we had last year. So let's keep trotting him out there. The pessimist would say, I feel like the old farm toy, a cow says. A pessimist would say that he wasn't healthy last year. His numbers were on the decline. He's still clearly not 100% not healthy this year. It may not be an injury thing. It may just be a worn out thing. and he may never be the pitcher that he was. So damaged goods, that wouldn't be good. We don't have a good track record now with relievers coming in and getting big contracts and underperforming. So not good what we saw from Miller. As far as the offense goes, that has also not been good. We had 17 strikeouts on Monday and another 8 tonight. So there were 64 strikeouts through 5 games and another 8, so 72 through 6. Now, Derek Gould had a great article talking about the strikeouts, and he pointed out that with those 64 that we had through 5 games, no other National League team had more than 47, and only the Mariners had more strikeouts at 66, but that was through 7 games. So they had 2 more games to rack up just 2 more strikeouts than we had. So that strikeout total is epically bad. Again, this is from Derek Gould's article on STLtoday.com. Before 2015, the Cardinals had never had more than 1,200 strikeouts in a season. Since 2015, over the last 3 seasons, they've had 1,300 or more in each of those seasons. So they've never had more than 1,200 before 2015. They've had 1,300 or more the last 3 seasons. And after yesterday's game, or the Monday's game, they were on pace for 2,073 strikeouts this season. Even after tonight with only 8 strikeouts, they're on pace for 1,944. So before 4 seasons ago, they never had more than 1,200, and now they're on pace for 1,944. Now, I don't think anybody really thinks they're going to get 1,900 strikeouts. I'm sure they're going to settle in a little bit here, but it is a very alarming total. Now, we've seen that the trend in baseball all across the league is an increase in strikeouts. Everybody's going for the home run ball, launch angle, exit velocity, all that stuff is the big talk right now. Guys are trying to hit over the shift, so they're hitting for power. They're not hitting for contact. So strikeouts are up anyway. It's understandable, but this is a massive upswing by the Cardinals. So definitely needs to change. It just hasn't looked good. Fowler only had 2 hits. I'm not counting any stats from tonight because I didn't have a chance to write them down and check it out. But Fowler only had 2 hits. He did have 4 walks, and his on-base percentage is ridiculously high in this small sample size because of those walks, but only 2 hits. Ozuna, 5 hits, but only 1 walk. Bader, 4 hits, only 1 walk. Molina, 1 hit to 3 walks. So our entire outfield is not hitting. They're barely walking. Molina really struggling, only 1 hit. Now, nobody really worries that much about Molina. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to contribute. But, he was kind of tongue-in-cheek talking about potentially trying to win a batting title this year, saying he could if he, wanted to, if he, tried, if that was his goal. Nobody's talking about a batting title right now for Molina. But what else? Ozuna's defense has been awful. He has not made attempts on some balls that dropped in front of him that guys thought he definitely should have caught. He's taken some bad routes. He is, of course, not able to throw the ball. And Fowler also is not looking good in the field. He dropped the ball tonight. He also took another bad route tonight that led to a run, ended up coming around. He has, even in previous games, just not looked that solid in the field. Not awful, other than a dropped fly ball, but just not clean, not good routes. Bader even has a dropped ball. Now, nobody really is worried about Bader's defense, but just not that clean in the outfield. Now, the infield overall has been pretty good. We've had a couple miscues between Wong and Goldschmidt, but overall, the defense on the infield, I think, has been pretty solid. No complaints there. Yachty's been pretty good. So, it's just not clean. It's not what we hoped to see. It's not the narrative of a cleaned up defense, more fundamentals being prioritized in spring. You have to kind of wonder at this point how long until Schilt makes a change in the outfield. Now, Ozuna was actually scratched from tonight's lineup with tightness on his right side after batting practice today. So is that a real injury, or is that a, hey, we need to get some other guys a look and we don't want to bench you for performance reasons? I think he probably really did have some tightness, and it makes you wonder if maybe he's had some tightness all season and just hasn't said anything, and it maybe got a little bit worse, and he said, well, let's sit out. I don't know. Who knows? Schilt said it wasn't really a big deal. They're just being precautionary, and, it's nothing to worry about, but you never know. Those side muscles really can be nagging and can cause these guys to miss quite a bit of time. And along the lines with Fowler, how long do we go? His on-base percentage is okay. He's been walking, but that can't continue forever. He's got to start hitting, and he has not been so far. So, I don't know. I kind of predict they're going to get the rest of the month to sort of prove themselves, and if they're not hitting well by May, they'll probably make a change. I hope it's sooner than that, especially if some of these guys like O'Neill keeps coming in and contributing with RBIs and home runs. And Martinez has looked pretty good coming off the bench. He's hit the ball hard into some hard outs a few times. Obviously had the one that he gave a ride in Milwaukee that got pulled back by Kane. But, I think both those guys deserve to play more. Obviously, they deserve to play over Fowler and Ozuna based on their performance. But, there's always the politics and the contracts of things. And, we'll see. But at some point, they're going to have to make a change if that doesn't change on its own. So we'll see. All right. I don't have a ton to talk about. I just wanted to kind of discuss the fact that fans are still kind of irritated and frustrated and anxious over what we're seeing. We're not seeing good, clean, crisp Cardinal baseball. We're seeing sloppy defense in the outfield. We're seeing really not sharp pitching. The starting pitching's been rough. Even Michaelis tonight gave up 3 runs. I believe he only went, what did I get? 5 innings, I think. Not terrible, but not great. He had a couple more walks again. He's not known for having walks. Just not sharp. The only pitcher that's looked good so far has been Waka. And even the relievers have been inconsistent. We've gotten some great outings from Reyes, and then tonight, a pretty awful outing. He got yanked after loading the bases. Myers has come in and looked really good, and then he'll come back out for the next inning and give up a run. Gant's actually been really good. Leon's been really good. Brebbia has been good, but Miller has been up and down. Like I said, Reyes has been up and down. It's just Hicks has not really been that sharp as much as his ankle-breaking pitches have looked entertaining. He's not really consistently been this shutdown closer guy. So it's still early. It's the first 2 weeks of the season. It's the first 2 weeks of the season, as Tony would say. But, there's plenty of other teams out there. Go talk to the Brewers fans and see what they think of the first 2 weeks of the season. I think they're pretty happy. They're also running away with the division, so to speak. They have 1 loss. So, it's just frustrating. The hitters are all or nothing. They're just home runs or strikeouts, basically. There's not a lot else going on. And most concerning to me is guys who were problems last year don't look like they're really any better. That's Ozuna, Fowler, Wainwright. I mean, Wainwright's a little better. He can throw more than, 78 miles an hour. Even Miller, who wasn't on the team last year, but the problems he had last year look like they're still problems this year. So, these issues that we kind of blamed the season on last year are still there this year. So we're still looking like a third-place team to me. Based on what we're seeing, the Brewers are going to run away with the division. Second place is going to be up for grabs between the Cardinals, Cubs, and maybe the Pirates. So, I don't know. Something's got to change. They need to start looking better. They definitely could. We haven't had that home stand yet to kind of get the team recharged. So that'll be coming soon enough. Speaking of opening day at home, the home opener, it did get pushed back to Friday, as I'm sure most of you know. There's going to be lots of rain in the forecast on Thursday. So after they've already built in that day off for the opening weekend that all these outdoor teams do, we are going to play opening day on Friday. same time, same schedule, and all that stuff as far as the pre-game festivities and the Clydesdales and Hall of Famers and the Ford trucks and whatnot. But so I'm going to be heading down there Friday for opening day. Definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to try to get some interesting photos, hopefully some interesting tidbits. I've never attended opening day before, so that'll be cool. And I will definitely podcast all about it on Sunday and try to recap the whole weekend. So hopefully we have a good series against the Padres. We'll get to see Machado come into town in his new uniform. So it should be fun. They've shifted the rotation a little bit. We're going to have Flaherty still pitching the opener, and then Waka on Saturday and Wainwright on Sunday. It was going to be Waka on Sunday, I believe, but they are now skipping Dakota Hudson in the rotation just this one time through, just based on the schedule, and they're trying to limit his innings, and when they can skip a turn through the rotation, they're going to do that with Hudson. They would have done the same thing if Reyes had made the starting rotation, maybe even Gant too. So it's not a demotion or any punishment or anything. He actually got into the game tonight and closed it out. So they're skipping his turn, so that means Wainwright will be on Sunday for the windbreaker giveaway. So everybody get out to the stadium for the windbreaker that Harrison Bader's been advertising for the Cardinals on TV. So anyway, just kind of wanted to recap the anxiety that some fans are feeling and why. They got their record back up to 500. They're 3-3 now, so hopefully they can go on a little run here and take hopefully 2 out of 3 at least from the Padres. See where we go from there. So definitely still want to be a BFIBs. Definitely am. Huge fan. Overall, I like what I'm seeing. I'd like to see him clean it up a little bit, and I'd like to see some of these other outfielders getting some more playing time. Get the pitchers going, get the offense hitting the contact a little bit more, and we'll see how they go. So that's all I've got. I encourage you to get a hold of us on Instagram or Twitter at BFIBs Almanac. And you can email the show, bfibsalmanac@gmail.com. And, of course, find us on YouTube, BFIBs Almanac Podcast. So check us out and let me know what you want to hear about, or if you got any complaints or comments or anything. I'd love to hear from you. So I appreciate you listening. And until next time, I'm Jared, and this is the BFIBs Almanac.